Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Anime Soirée. Today we are doing our seasonal anime episode. We are covering Beastars, the second season. As of this moment, the first 6 episodes that are out. Um, so this will be our general impressions of those first 6 episodes. I guess to kick it off, I'm very interested. I don't think it's quite grabbed my attention like the first season has with these first 6 episodes. And I do think there are some things, some specifics that I'll get into later, but it's all right so far. Like I said, hasn't just grabbed my attention like the first season does. It hasn't got me interested. I'd say the biggest thing is like they're picking up the plot point from the first season of finding the killer. That's probably the thing that's got me the most interested. But there are some things where I have to suspend my disbelief. But yeah, what do you guys think of it?
Yeah. I mean, that was there in the first season too, with like Lugosi like storming the lion
Yeah,
group
yeah, yeah.
and like basically just like owning all the lions and shit like that. Um, so yeah, there's definitely stuff like that, but at the end of the day, this is more of like a character drama, like emotional story rather than like a battle series, an action series where like that's the focus. So I feel like I feel like I'm okay with like some bullshit happening. Like, okay, the biggest thing is like, okay, like Louis is now the leader
Yeah,
of like the what is it,
yeah.
the Leo group, which like is cool. Like I'm down for that, but like I'm which like when they show the flashback of like him being like at the Leo group, um, and like they see that like he just killed one of their dudes. Like, why do they not just immediately kill him? Like, why do they even like discuss like, oh, maybe we should make this guy our leader. Like that just like does not seem like
Yeah.
the first reaction that a bunch of mob Jews would have. But like I'm like I actually like this like for Louis' character, like for him being as like a member of the Leo group because it makes sense. Like he is basically like a herbivore that is trying to be a carnivore. Like he's trying to defy fate, which like I gotta respect. He's rising above the limits of his birth, which I appreciate. And like I think it's cool for his character, so like I'm fine with it. But like that scene in particular, like while it was happening, I was like, really, guys? Like you lions are not just gonna like eat this dude right now?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty sus. And like I like the immediate thought, like really, like you want to make him your leader, and the guy recognizes who he is. And I feel like as a gang, and I see somebody that has a lot of value to other people, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's just like ransom this guy off, or like I don't know, use him in like a ploy. I don't maybe if they had some kind of lion code that if you killed their leader, you became the new leader,
Yeah.
I would be okay with that.
They should
But
have said that though,
Yeah,
if
no,
that was
I
the
agree.
case.
I know. I'm saying I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
that actually wouldn't even surprise me if that's how lions worked.
Well,
But
no,
like,
I think I've actually heard that about lions, like the pride of the lion, like the head of the
they should have had a
pride.
line about that. Then it would have been so
That would
easy.
have been so easy to include. Like,
Then I
okay,
would have
when,
like I would not even be like I wouldn't have opened up the B stars
yeah,
discussion with
exactly,
that
yeah.
point.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like a cool plot line. He's like out here saving strippers with really big animal boobs, like really
Yeah.
big, like maybe a little bit uncomfortable. He's out here trying to eat meat, which I thought was weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's trying to kill his dad. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
Um,
And he's the best character this season for me, even though like how he got here is kind of ridiculous. When he's on screen, I'm enjoying the show the most, basically.
um,
I yeah.
I don't. I mean, I like the direction that Louis' character is going in. I think it's a bit, like I said, I have to suspend my disbelief a bit. But it's like I feel like it's more than last season. Like him going through and fighting the guys, like okay, he's got like some primal animal instinct or something, but like Louis is this high schooler. He's an herbivore, and he just killed their boss. Like, in what situation would these lions like not eat them? And even after that, even after they made him his boss, like he's like such like I guess they do show him like faltering. Like he's not some grand super strong herbivore. Like he doesn't like to eat meat and he can't stomach it no matter what. But like it's so weird that like he just jumps from this kind of scheming, conniving, but also strong herbivore in high school potential Beastar to the head of one of the larger mafia organizations in universe, and without like I don't know, maybe they'll cover it towards the end of the season, but like it doesn't seem like any repercussions or any major impacts on like
I
just.
feel like this will have repercussions. Like I don't think
I
that
hope it
Louis is gonna
does.
like. Yeah, I mean, I would be pissed as well if like just like this is like if Louis doesn't have to like suffer at all because like it kind of just seems like at this point he's getting everything he wants and he's aware of the fact that he's taking on more risks because he's like living in the dark market and like literally being the boss of a gang. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that like it definitely seems like they're setting up for like something to happen to Louis or like there to be some dark twist that comes along with this because like it seems like even he acknowledges the fact that like this is pretty ridiculous and that like he's like saying like oh before I was in the light but now I'm like in the darkness and it's like really edgy and I think that like it's not just that like he's an edgy guy now. I think it's also that like he's aware of the fact that like he's in an area that isn't really protecting him, like society is no longer protecting him. He's kind of on
Can
his
can
own.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can we do guesses for who we think the killer is? I really want to say mine.
Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I think it's honestly, I think it's really obvious who the killer is. Like,
Okay.
I think it's definitely the bear guy who just like was like really, really ungracefully inserted into the narrative, like where
Yeah.
like Bill was like struggling to pick something up, and then the bear guy comes and like just easily picks it up, and that's like after Lugosi has his encounter with the bear guy, and like or he has the encounter with the killer, and he's like, holy shit, this guy is fucking massive. So like when he said that he was massive, I was like, okay, it's not
No,
Bill
Kyle.
because like
No, Kyle. That's
what
wrong. That's wrong. You want to know who it is? You want to know who it is?
who is it?
It's Juno. It's 100% Juno. It's 100% the female wolf.
She
She
wasn't
must.
in
What?
the she wasn't in the
No,
school
Okay, maybe she's
yeah,
before.
no,
involved,
no.
but she was definitely not the dude that like she
She
was definitely
definitely
not
did
the
not
dude
beat
that he
Lugosi's
encountered
Lugosi's
because
ass though.
No. You don't understand. She like they're both a part of the club. She like recruited him or like paid him off or like made up. He seemed dumb, you know. But like think about it. Juno is like the number one advocate for like oh herbivores, oh carnivores, we're gonna be friends. But then she's like super traditionalist when it came to like I need a wolf in my life. And she doesn't like go along with the whole like mixed species stuff. I don't know. I feel like she's putting on a front, and there are traces of her, definitely preferring a more traditionalist role. And I think another aspect of the traditionalist role within the animal kingdom is carnivores eat herbivores. So I think it's Juno, and I think she somehow manipulated our bear guy to attack Legoshi. Uh, that's that's it.
I think they do
okay,
have precedent. They have set her up to be pretty two-faced, but I'm definitely more on the bear train just because um I don't know,
I mean it
Juno.
almost seems too obvious that it's the bear. That's
Well,
like the
yeah,
only reason that
I
I
think that
consider.
Exactly. It's too
I
obvious.
think the one that they want you to think is Bill probably just because he's like set up to be this person that eats that is a-okay with eating herbivores and like going to the black
Yeah.
market, eating people's fingers, and like he's an aggressive person. But also, didn't they make a big point the fact that after Legoshi has his incident, like the other person would be bleeding? So it's very possible we just haven't seen the killer yet because like he literally bites them on the mouth. Like that's not something you could just hide.
Yeah, no, I don't think we've seen the killer. That's why I think it's Juno. It's definitely not the bear
But you say
guy.
we haven't seen the killer, so you think it's Juno.
Yeah, I mean, for the reasons I stated, for the reasons I
But
Well,
wouldn't
stated.
like
Juno
that she
have
like that.
scarring around her mouth, or like at least a wound
No,
around
I
her
think that
mouth?
Griffin is saying that it's like it's a multiple, it's a two-man job. Like that,
Oh,
Yeah,
that
no,
she
no,
might be the
it's not.
brains behind
Juno
the
was not
operation.
the one that. I mean, the killer of the alpaca was not the one that fought Legoshi.
I mean, I think that it's much easier and a better. I for me at least, it would be better if it wasn't Juno and it was just another person because the fact that they make an emphasis say like Juno's a new student here, like why would she
Yeah,
be killing
she didn't
somebody
even know
before?
Tem. She
She is
never would have met
she
him.
never met Tem.
Exactly.
She never was in
Perfect.
the drama club. She was not at the school prior to all those events. So like unless she came to the school, I don't know. I feel like they're setting up Juno for her own arc and not that arc. Like I feel like
Yeah,
she's
I kind of
got so
agree.
much of a she's got a much more interesting character than just Juno is the killer. 'Cause like we've seen her be two-faced, but we haven't seen her be like that nefarious, and we've never seen her get like we've seen her threaten people, but we've never seen her get violent. I don't
I
know.
don't know,
Yeah.
man. I don't know.
Also, yeah, I mean, I also
I'm,
don't think it's Juno because
I,
especially like one of the first things that was said, like when it was like when they were discussing the killer was that they had to be in the drama club because like they had to like know like that was the only place where Tem interacted with carnivores and like they probably he probably knew him. Um so it's like it would just be weird if it was Juno because like yes she's in the drama club but like she wasn't at the time. So
Also, when we see Tem getting
oh, the
killed, he
timeline.
says something
Oh,
like,
the
"I know you."
timeline. Maybe she came to visit
I think you're stretching it, bud.
with her parents
I think you're stretching it.
months before just to check out the school, and then she killed him. Then she came to check out the drama club. She was gonna be there, and then she just like, oh, let me tour the school. Oh, alpaca, eat the alpaca, continue the tour.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
I
I
think
forgot. I
the
forgot. I forgot about the timeline. My
I
bad.
think the
But I
che-
still think Juno.
I think the cheetah girl is also a decent suspect because she's a carnivore and she's in the drama club. But also, we haven't seen
Ra-
much of her, so
Raven Simone would never.
what?
You guys haven't seen Cheetah Girls by
no,
Disney?
I'm aware. I'm aware
Okay.
of the cheetah
Yeah,
girls.
you have a sister, Kyle. You get this shit. Thank you. Thank you.
um,
Okay, but like yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that like basically like if the like I think that there's no way that the dude that like Lugosi encountered was not the bear. Like it just seems like
Yeah, it was the
I mean
bear.
I think that there might be more to it that like it wasn't just him that like he wasn't working alone or something. Um but like I mean it's definitely not Bill. And it would just be weird if it was like someone that we had never met before. And I just think it was like extremely it was so obvious like the way that they did it like I don't think it was the next scene but it was definitely the next scene that took place in the drama club. The bear was introduced and it's just like who the fuck is this guy? Like he was like literally never around, like not even as a background character previously. It was weird.
yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Um,
Maybe he was in the background but like he had no lines. Like I don't remember there being a bear at all.
Going back to this is a different topic, so if you guys want to
That's fine.
continue,
We've exhausted the
yeah.
theories.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean I think we've used all of our information
Going
on
back to
the
things that
killer.
we would like to see or uh, like maybe our drawbacks on the season. I would like to see more Haru because like she was such a good character in the first season, and like I think it is a narrative device to have Haru be kind of scarce this season because Legoshi ends the first season with basically saying I need to distance myself from you until I figure some shit out. So I think like that's understandable, but still like a POV section for Haru, like what's she up to?
Mhm.
We just see like a few occasional talks with Legoshi and like a few maybe like a few other scenes, but like yeah, something to reassure the viewer like she's just chilling or she's doing whatever like whatever she's up to.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, what like Legoshi is doing is like kind of boring. I mean, he's like, I'm gonna stand with meat in the room and not eat it. I'm like, okay,
I
and
think it's
like,
kind of cool.
No, I like
I mean, it's
Legoshi's story much better
okay.
than
I
Louis'.
don't, I don't really care for it. And like when he's around Haru,
Battery
like, I mean,
low.
at least there's like shit going on because there's always a problem. So yeah, Haru back would be cool because I don't know. I want them to just get out of the school. Just everything
I
cool.
agree. I agree. I want like that's why I like watching the Louis scenes because I like seeing the world beyond the school. And I
Charging
was actually
battery.
really excited like when Lugosi was like, "I'm leaving the school." I was like, "Oh shit!" Like we're getting the story like the scope of the story is going to increase. But it didn't really like. And then he came back, so it's kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, I guess we're not ready to leave the
I'm
school
leaving
yet.
the school for today.
Yeah, for tonight. I will not be sleeping in the dorm tonight. That's basically what he said. But like, yeah, I think that the like having more of the characters not be in the school would be more interesting. Like, I really like when we get glimpses into the dark market. Those are probably like my favorite parts. Um, and like just like seeing like the weird twisted society like that the carnivores and the herbivores have. Like the fact that like the carnivores have like they like watch herbivore strippers so they like can get horny and hungry at the same time.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, like just like an interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's like an interesting kind of um like a power dynamic as well as like a kind of sexual thing. I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic for sure. And I just like seeing stuff like that with like the dark twisted side of like this like society that seems like it shouldn't work, and
Yeah.
like the stuff that is necessary to like make it work. Like the fact that all this stuff happens in the shadows.
Or the
Um,
scene where Louis like was in a room filled with deer meat and he's like, I don't care. Just like imagine being in a room filled with like human meat ready for consumption. I'd just be like,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, and we also got some
yeah,
world building
exactly.
with the. We got to see the council that like I don't know if they decide on the B star or something. We're getting a bit more information on like the importance of the B star, and like on some scenes it seems like it's pretty important, but like there was another scene where somebody just like had a throwaway line like, "Oh, you were a candidate for that one thing that one high school does with the B star," so it seemed like it was less important. So yeah,
Yeah, okay. Honestly, like that kind of confused me more. It's like, is this school the only school that like select that a B star can be produced from?
I think so.
Like,
No,
is it?
no, 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 no. There was like a council meeting, right?
No,
And
yeah,
they're
but they were like,
But it
they
was only
seem to
cherry
be
school.
like you. They seem to say like you guys haven't made a B star in such a long time. Like you need to get on that. And it's
Yeah.
like it seemed like they were arguing from the position of like we can't make a B star, so you guys need to make
oh,
one.
I think it made it seem like, oh, you haven't made a B star in so long. These guys over here have been making B stars every year.
No, I didn't. It didn't seem like that
No,
to me.
yeah,
It seemed like they were saying like the world is like in a bad state because like you guys haven't made fulfilled your responsibility to make B stars all the time,
yeah.
which
I
was like
definitely got that
Oh,
it it,
impression.
it, it
I
it
got
just made
more
me
of like,
more confused. It made me more confused on what a B star is
Yeah.
like than I was before.
And that was a question I had throughout the entire first season, like what is a B star? And like I think they're inching their way closer to answering what the hell the
It's
B
yeah,
star
it's
is.
honestly like so weird that it is the title of the show and we still don't really know what it is. Like
Yeah.
how many other shows like are we confused about like I mean there are a lot of titles where it's just like the title is not like an in-universe thing and that's one thing but like it is actually named in the show but we still don't really understand what it is like that just seems it's a head scratcher
Yeah.
like
I
that
think
just
if they had
that I don't think
established
there's any way that you can spin that as like being good writing
yeah, I
but
think if they had
it's whatever
established what like they established like it's a big position, but I think if they had put a bit more importance on like how important it was, because like I
or
think the
like what
entire
it
time
even
we're
did
supposed to be saying like, okay, Legoshi could be the next B star, Haru could be the next B star, Louise, Juno, like these are all potential candidates. So if we knew a bit more on the importance of what it was, then like that'd be a bit more of an important plot point. But as of right now, like in the back of my mind, I'm not saying, wow, this really could put Legoshi over the edge to get that B star title or something like
yeah
that.
I
Um,
mean, like literally the only character that has expressed interest in being the B star is Juno, because
yeah,
it doesn't seem like Louis is going for that anymore.
yeah,
Like
Louis
Louis
kind of
was,
abandoned that.
yeah, which is like, I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. Like it's like for Louis because it seemed like that was like his entire thing in the first season,
Yeah,
well, I
and
think
now
that they
he's
kind of addressed that because he was like, "Hey, Dad, I know you wanted me to go to school and like run your company and stuff, and like blah blah blah." And like at school, he was like really good at theater and like really good at like I think there was like a poster on the wall that said like top grades, and it was like Louis. Uh, so I think that maybe B stardom was like more of like you know, it was gonna happen just because he was just such hot shit. I don't know if it was actual goal, but I think that he like just found like a greater purpose, right? He's like, I don't want to do what my dad wants to do. I want to fucking eat meat and be in
yeah,
a gang.
yeah. That's good. I feel like we for Louis like I like the Louis stuff because I like seeing the dark market, and I think it's like it is interesting for his character, but I would like to know like I would like to know more about his motive like he kind of like taught like there was like that scene that he had with Juno where he was talking about like his motivations for doing this but it was all very vague and like he didn't really like actually say like why he was doing that he was just like oh like I'm just like I'm just dark now like I'm used to be in the light and now I'm in the darkness and it's like that doesn't really mean anything that just is like you like kind of like saying that you're edgy now like that doesn't that's not a character thing,
yeah,
like I would like to like know more about like what his thought process was when like he was like deciding to become the leader of this group.
yeah.
Because
His
it's like right now I feel like he's like a mysterious guy, but it's like I don't know, like maybe like I don't feel like we're gonna get that, which like kind of worries.
yeah, his
I mean, they
whole
kind of touched on it a little bit. with just like he's like I want to take away power from like carnivores and give it to herbivores that are like being eaten.
Yeah. His whole
Yeah, I
interaction with
guess.
Juno is so weird to me. Like that the the vibes that I got from the scene just like rapidly changed like every 2 seconds. Like it seemed like Juno was there and she was like scared and she was talking to him and she was like, okay, what the hell's going on? You're like the leader of this group, and he was like, yeah, I'm a badass. And then she was like, okay, and then they started dancing and it was like, is are they like together? Is this a thing that's going on? And then she like gets he's like keeps talking and like he seems unsure about himself, and then she like says some quip and then she gets like she gets scared and she ends up running away from him like after they're dancing, and like I don't know, that whole scene is like very weird emotionally, and like I didn't know what I was supposed to get out
I
of
don't
it
think it was
really.
supposed to be romantic. I think it was supposed to just be
Yeah,
a
I don't think so
callback to
either.
like the scene earlier when when he was like helping her dance, like but like in a solo manner, but now they're dancing together.
But why
But
though?
yeah, I think it was literally just to be a callback. Like I don't really know like
Yeah,
what that was.
I don't know. A callback for a callback's sake is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like
no, I agree. I think it was a little ambiguous as to like what was actually going on.
I definitely don't think it was romantic, but it was just a weird scene for me.
Yeah, overall, I'd say this starts like pretty messy, but like it's kind of hype at the same time. Like I want to know what happens, and like it's a popular show, and like characters, they got some stuff going on, but in terms of storytelling and like doing things in a very like concise and focused way, like the show has no idea what it's doing.
Yeah, I'm glad that we do like I do feel a very good sense of forward momentum with the show. Like I'm glad that we are starting to get like more of like a larger scope to the story with like the dark market and like Louis' story. And then I also like that Lugosi is like actively trying to find who the killer is. Um, like these are questions that I like. I mean, the killer was like a question that I've had since the first season, and I'm glad that that's being addressed now. And then like the dark market and like the underbelly of this society was like one of the most intriguing things about the first season for me. So I'm also glad that we're getting more of that. But yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. Like I think that like it's a little messy, but I would rather have a messy like like a messy story like that's like moving forward quickly than like one that is like really like nice and neat but like is not moving forward at all.
Kakaguri.
So
Kakaguri.
that's not, yeah, I feel like that's not even really like I don't know, like that's like barely even a narrative. Like
yeah,
this like there's like there's the clear goals and stuff like, and I'm glad that we're moving towards them. So yeah, I mean I'm still enjoying this. And
Yeah,
yeah, I want the scope to keep increasing. Like
yeah.
I like the fact that the scope of the story is getting bigger and bigger.
yeah. If I were to compare this show, well, honestly, if there's anything for this show, season two has made me think less of Kakaguri than, if anything, if that's any points for the show, because that just made me realize how pointless that show is. And similar setting, similar goals, like, oh, I want to be the head of the high school, and like, oh, there's stakes. And it's like, well, in this one, people like actually die, and like there's actual like tension between like opposing groups. And in Kakaguri, it's just kind of like, I have infinite money, and we don't do anything.
Yeah, I mean also like I would say the high school is probably the least interesting part of Beastars.
Yeah.
Like so I'm glad that we're like kind of I mean, I like the murder mystery in the high school. Like that's like the most interesting thing that's happening in the school. Um and yeah, I mean, I'm excited that we're like it seems like we're not going to be staying in the high school forever. So I'm glad about
Um,
that. Like I
Honestly,
honestly wouldn't be surprised if after the like my theory is that, well, I mean not really a theory, but like what I think is going to happen is that like the reveal of the murderer will be like groundbreaking. It'll be crazy shit, and it will cause like them to not be able to be in the school anymore, or like they not want to be in the school anymore, and like that's gonna like cause like the scale to get bigger when they like find out. Because I know like I do know that the murderer is found out, and it's not like the thing doesn't happen at the end, right? It happens like at like during the story, like it's already happened in the manga. Like the murderer has been revealed in the manga, and the manga's still going. So
gotcha, gotcha.
um,
Um,
on the topic of the murder mystery and just the topic of new characters in general, I want to talk about the two newer characters. First one is the snake
oh yeah, we
security
need to talk
guard.
about.
I think they're only in one episode, but they're an interesting character. I guess they're teased in the first episode and then revealed in the
No,
second
I think
episode.
he's in a couple, right?
I think he's just
Well, he was like revealed in the end of one episode, and then like he had like his he was like the focus of the next
yeah,
one. I
he
think.
hasn't been in the last few episodes though.
Yeah,
Um,
Okay.
he hasn't been.
but yeah, that character, and then I also want to talk about Pina, the new goat that's in the drama club. That's like a wannabe Louis.
Yeah, he's
Um,
really trying,
but yeah, I
but
guess
he's
we'll
like
start.
more blatant. I don't know. Like Louis, like it seemed like Louis was an asshole, but it was like he wasn't like projecting asshole vibes. It was just sort of like he just was like I don't know. It's really hard to explain. Um, he was like he was like he was only really an asshole when you like saw into his head. But like this guy just like seems like he's like he doesn't really care if people think he's an asshole. You know,
Yeah, I'm really
he's like a
curious, like what his involvement's gonna be, because he just seems like such a like. So far, his only major thing has been like him getting Lugosi to realize like I hate this guy and I want
yeah
like some of his more primal instincts, and like that goes kind of goes into his training. But like I'm really curious where they go with him in the future. I feel like he might be a casualty of the whole thing. Like I don't know. He's like I said, he's very similar to Louis, so maybe he'll meet a fate that Louis might have like that Louis could have met. Maybe he'll stick his nose in some carnivore's business and get eaten or something. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see
he's
his
similar to
character.
Louis. Oh, keep going. Sorry,
I'm
didn't mean to
interested to
interrupt.
see where his character goes, but I don't know. As of right now, he just seems like a point of contention for, and maybe like a point of drive for Legoshi because he's kind of realizing his issues that he still has.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like he's similar to Louis in the sense that like they both know they're hot shit, right? Like they both know that they're better than everyone. Like that's like kind of like their viewpoint. But it seems like Louis was like that he kept that inside. You know, he kind of like tried to project this persona of like being like super nice and like everyone liked him because he was like beautiful and everything, but also because he was like, you know, a paragon of how carnivores and herbivores can get along and stuff. But like only like when you really got to know him did you like realize like how just thought he was better than everyone. Whereas like this guy, it seems like he's pretty and he's like a beautiful man, so everyone likes him. But like he doesn't care if people know that he thinks he's better than everyone is like kind of the vibe that I get from him. Like he just has this smug aura that like Louis doesn't really Louis is not smug, you know, whereas like this guy is like he's smug as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about him that much. He's just kind of like he's
Yeah, I mean,
just
we don't really know anything about his motivations yet.
yeah. I mean, he'll probably die. That'd be okay. I'd be okay with that.
I feel like he'll be a casualty of Legoshi's investigation into the murderer. I think he'll be
I
the last person that the murderer kills before Legoshi figures it out or something.
A hot take for sure.
I think he'll be dead. I'm calling it now.
I mean,
Uh,
I think it'll be interesting to see. Like, I feel like that I don't know, maybe it was just for Lugosi's development, but we did get the thing of like he said like, "Oh, I hate this guy, but that doesn't mean I hate herbivores." So like I wonder if like his like hatred of this guy will ever like get in the way of his desire to like protect herbivores that like he's kind of like training towards now.
Yeah,
So,
it might even be a point of conflict. Like maybe he is being targeted by whoever the killer is, and Legoshi has to overcome his hatred for the guy and his lack of hatred for herbivores to like save him or something.
yeah. The scene that they had together like in like the like backstage or whatever where
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
showing him all the shit. Like that scene seems super gay. Like it
Yeah,
was
I think
just
that was
like
the idea. Is a bit of
like
erotic
I wonder
undertones.
like I mean
oh yeah,
he was like telling him to eat him, but
Yeah.
like I feel like there was like a lot of subtext there. And like
I,
And Lugosi like after it was just like holy shit, fuck that guy. Like I hate that guy. Like I
It
don't
was
know, that
so
was
good.
funny.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I totally thought like he was asking him to like give it to him, more or less.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, okay. The animation and like the transitions and like there was like a brief, like the fight scene with like Legoshi and like I'm just gonna say like the bear, like we're pretty sure it's the bear. That was pretty cool, like in that art
Yeah, yeah.
style where he was like blinded. That was
Yeah.
I like that. Seemed
Yeah.
brutal.
Something on
Definitely.
the topic of animation, something that I've noticed this season that I might be able to notice last season, but maybe keep your eye out for in the later episodes is whenever there's a 2D animation of somebody, the animation itself is like the art is really good, but like the animation itself is super like stunted. Like usually it's just them
Yeah, like
moving their jaw
two
up and
frames.
down.
Yeah,
It's really weird. Um, it's very something very small I've noticed with the animation, but yeah,
yeah. It's probably because like, well, okay. I mean, that like just in general in anime when people talk, like it's usually just their mouths flapping up and down. Um, and I feel like it's just like we're more used to seeing with human faces, and like with animal faces is just like weird. Which is like why I think it makes like why I think that the CG is like such a good choice for the series because like they like these animators don't need to like think about how animal mouths move. They just
yeah.
need to like rig it up for animation once, and then they can like make them, it's they can like make them do like they can make them have like body language and stuff. It like might be like a lot harder to animate like 2D because they would need to like think about how all of these like made up animal faces would talk and stuff.
Hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Any other topics you guys want to bring up?
No, not really. I think we basically covered everything. Uh,
Yeah.
I guess that's it for
Yeah,
Beastars Season 2, Episodes 1 through 6.
I want more
Um,
Haru.
Sounds good.
I'm bored. I want more. Haru's storyline was like the best in season one, so I want more
Yeah,
Haru.
Haru was a really good character. So yeah.
That's the biggest
I
part of
want
liking.
I want Juno to be the murderer with the bear. With the bear.
Oh, there was something that I wanted to mention when you were talking about the scene with Juno and Louis, and it was just that Juno's outfit was really cute. She was wearing like a nice little sweater and like I don't know, it just looked cute.
I like
That's all.
I thought the strippers' outfits were pretty cute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, that's it for this time. We'll be back next time with episodes 7 through 9. No, 7 through 10. And
Uh, Probably.
Yeah, it sounds right.
I
Yeah.
think so. That's 4 episodes. Yeah,
Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Spotify. They all say Anime Soirée.
yeah, and catch us on Twitch for our streams. All right, goodbye.
Peace.
Later.